Good afternoon. Well, this is going to be a short live stream because I've messaged Shibo on Facebook, got no reply, and the room has been up for 5 minutes. Acero from Japan has turned up, and Shibo looks as if he's not going to be here. Now he's in Serbia, which I assume is far enough away from what's going on in Ukraine. We don't really know the full situation, what's happening, but he's certainly not online. Good afternoon to Semi-Pro and whoever else is there, but it won't be long because this match is going to time out. Looks like it. I'm just going back onto Facebook. He's got another 4 minutes to get in, but there is no response, and I don't see him online on Facebook, although I say I have messaged him, so if he has Facebook on his phone, he would get an alert. And the decent thing would be to send a reply, say, well, I can't be there or whatever. But no sign of life on Facebook, I'm afraid. So it looks as if that Acero is going to get a bye. We'll assume that's going to be the case. Oh no, he's turned up. He's suddenly appeared. There we go. Straight out of the blue. Right, so they're going to be lagging off and starting, but while that's happening, we won't miss much. Just a quick reminder while we've got a few people here. We've got the match going on at the moment, but there's also one tonight on the one loss side, MC Clarkey and Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is at 9:30 GMT. I might see the start of it. I won't be streaming it because bearing in mind how long the match between Stubb and Hairpig lasted, 3.5 hours, there's no way I'm starting to stream that because I've got to go to work tomorrow up at 4. But the ones that I will be streaming over the weekend, well, starting on Friday, will be the one loss side match between LS3 and Bedhead. That kicks off at 7 PM GMT, 2 PM Eastern, 11 AM Pacific on Friday. I'll be there for that one. And then we have a big winner's side match. Is that around 3 or around 4 match? Let's have a look. Where are we? 1, 2, 3. It's around 4 match. And that is between Albinario from Sweden, Tommy from Germany, Race to 200, and that will be starting at the same time at, that's my new profile pic, by the way, at 7 PM on Sunday night. So I'll be there for that one. I hope you can join us for it. So in the meantime, we will get good to go. Now, I don't expect a great deal out of this match. Bear in mind the two players are already in the one loss side, and whether they're going to get their act together and try and be constructive. We'll see how that goes. But let me just test this again. Hang on a sec, just to annoy you people. Right, I'm sure that's annoyed a few. I told Steve that I stole his video off his YouTube channel, and I think Shibo was in that much of a hurry. He didn't send me a reply on Facebook, but whether I reminded him or not, I don't know. But anyway, he's here. Excuse me. Yes, I stole Steve's short VP4 promo video off his YouTube channel, and I told him because we were having a chat before we started. Now wait to hear this one. Now bear in mind, I don't think any of you guys were there for the Stubb match with Hairpig, and I don't blame you because unless you're from the States or Canada, It started at 1:45 in the morning the other night there, or the other morning, and Muggins here set his alarm for 1:30 and got up. I had a couple of hours sleep, and I was in for the match, and I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that Steve was going to join. That was his intention. Well, wait till you hear his excuse. Here's a good one. He said he opened the chat in PM there 10 minutes ago, and he said, "I'm sorry I didn't make the stream." He set his alarm, and he never heard it, and he was sitting asleep in the chair. So I told him to get a new alarm. I've got two alarms. I've got my normal clock radio alarm, and I've also got my house phone set as an alarm as well. So, both of them go off. One goes off before the other, so there's no way I'm not getting up for work. So I've always got an emergency backup. Always good to have that as a plan. Now, I've done a little tweaking to XSplit Broadcaster. I've got my end credits to show you guys, so don't be running away when the stream is finished. I'm just going to let them run at the end. So anyway, a race to 150 on the one-loss side. Acero from Japan, it's probably about 10 o'clock at night where he is, down Tokyo way, or wherever it is he stays in Japan. I think they're all in the same time zone down there. And Shibo, who is in Serbia. Now, of course, these guys will construct a run if they follow the rules of the game in terms of getting that ball into that position, choosing what your break ball's good. The usual stuff I go on and on and on and on about. And Acero trying to get back. He got a good angle on the 7 ball, and he's missed the pot. The run is only 3, and Shibo is going to have to take that break ball there, but the actual 11 ball has finished not too bad as a break ball. I think Shibo's busy doing something. He's probably working, and I'm assuming he totally forgot this match is on, because he's sitting asleep at the computer at the moment doing something else, and he's probably tabbing in and out the game, which doesn't bode well for good concentration. Now the pace looks good in that. He needs to run a wee bit more though, but he's got the break ball. Can he get the shot? So welcome to Dwight, welcome to LS3, welcome to Bill, and anybody else that I might have missed. Well, good break shot. Let's test the replay. Oh, that's working a dream. That is working beautifully. So, and again, Shibo, I've told you this before, he's far too much in a hurry and does not take his time and get himself set up. But as I say, he is probably busy working, and this is a mere distraction for him, but he's certainly not going to apply himself doing that. Just a sloppy, careless miss, and no real thought about what he's doing there. Which always is going to give you the end result. It's just going to make you look silly. And Acero just has to pick these points off when he can. He'll make his mistakes, but he should make far fewer mistakes than Shibo. And again, that was, I think, intended to get a thicker contact on those balls there. And he's run loose up the table. Well, if you didn't get to see the end of the match between Stubb and Hairpig, you should go to about, say, 15-20 minutes from the end of the video. That's the important part of it, because that's where it all went wrong for Hairpig. But it was a good strong finish by Stubb. He had some critical shots in that run that he got. Held his nerve, given the opportunity, and he won out well in the end. Credit where credit's due. Well, I'm sure he's having nightmares. He said in the stream at the end there that he couldn't remember what the lay of the balls was. Well, it was obvious there was only 3 balls on the table, I think, and he was behind the 4 and the 9 just in front of him, and he could have nailed the cue ball to the 9. Instead, he took the 7, which was a big call. And Acero has missed, still trailing by 2. There is a break ball there as well. And Shibo, well, this time he seems to be tabbed into the game. And let's see if he works around that 12 ball. That would be the most obvious one to deal with. The 10's in the pack, the 3's in the pack, so they've got to go. So it's definitely going to be the 12. Well, he needs to probably go across the table twice here unless he tries to be delicate. He needs to get back out into the table, and that'll do. And now, if he's taking the 10, must have that angle to get up for the 12. And he's got the angle, so now it's all down to the control of pace. This looks better. This looks better. Now, again, got to watch he doesn't lock solid onto the pack. And not draw off the pack too much. He's there you go. Slammed into them. He needed more of a stun than a draw, and that's why the cue balls ran off the wall of balls and scratched. Now you'd think he'd learn from that, but the visit's only 5, and I think that's pretty much the pattern that this match is going to take, like many other matches in the tournament where it's going to be bits and pieces all the way through. But as I say, if somebody's going to put something together, it's more likely it's going to be Acero. And if you look at his rating, he's another one of these players whose rating is way over the top. It's at 2,813. Now that's going to be fixed soon enough, as Steve mentioned in the last stream. Well, he looks as if he's running this. Is that the 9 ball or the 13? It's a 9. Running it up table. Now, the obvious ball to get rid of would be the 4, in terms of it's a blocker for the 3, but the 4's a good break ball. The problem as well is if he starts working behind these balls here off the 6, he's liable to move the break ball, so that might be a nominated break ball, but it possibly won't stay there unless he gets really good to pick these off. Well, he can get rid of the 6. In fact, he's taking the 3 to knock these 2 out the pack, which is probably the better idea. And that opens things nicely. And the 4 ball remains where it is. And then the other issue he has to deal with is those 3 balls in the rail. I mean, the 12 ball goes if you get on it good, and you can get rid of the 13. So he's got to be working on that. Now he might be able to get the 12 now. The cue ball's still running though. I think he can see enough to squeeze it past the 13. Oh, I forgot my clock again. Hang on a minute. Just give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Now let's see if this works with the shortcut button. Yes, it does. Keep forgetting to start the damn thing. Well, Shibo's visit only one. So there's only 1 point in it at the moment. And if it keeps going like this, it is going to end up anybody's game, but it still looks like acero would be the favourite. Welcome back to Semi-Pro. That break ball has obviously gone, and acero's struggling to find his feet here. And the longer this goes on, and the closer it gets to that finishing line, which seems an awful long way away at the moment, the more nerves will play into it. This is just going through the motions to build up points, but nobody seems keen to really get down to some hard work and a bit of hard graft and thought about what they're doing to construct something. Good afternoon to Albie. Well, this is one of the few side break balls that we've seen. It's not great. He may well have to run to the rail. He's trying to draw into it. Well, he's doing that. He's sacrificed the pot, and he might have got away with it. I think he has got away with it. Although look at that 11 and 13. They're not going, and acero has got nothing, I don't think, because the 13 won't go. Another visit of just 3. I think we're going to go up in 3, so we could be here to 6 o'clock tonight. Well, for some reason he thought he had to have a go at that. It was never on. It was nowhere near set. And again, Shibo. Well, if he was going to draw back as far as that, he might as well drew back harder to split them open better. He would have still been on the 3 or the 4 down the bottom of the rail there, the bottom rail behind the pack. Now he's got an angle. Well, he might be. I say he's got an angle. Yeah, he's too straight. He may well end up taking that 7 and kicking these 2 balls out off the rail on the far side there. That should be the plan. Again, he's just in too much of a hurry. It's always heading for disaster when he plays. He's a good enough player if he slowed down a bit. I think Albinario is a positive thinker. I think the way this is going, we'll be lucky to see a double figure run, let alone a 30. So again, for any latecomers, Steve apologised to me for not making the stream early morning yet to watch the stub match. His alarm clock went off and he never heard it. Although that would have been like early evening his time. But he was having a snooze and he never showed up as a result. Well, that needed just a wee bit more motion in those balls there to create the break shot. Now again, he's running too far for this 7 and he's dead straight in the 6. So he needs to come back and get. He's trying to do it that way. That was the wrong way to do it. I mean, he should have got nice on the 7 and then just chipped into those two. And now he's got a major problem. Again, why players don't see the obvious way to do it. Get good in the 7. It wasn't difficult to get good in the 7. Now he's going to have to try and do it off this 7 and really spin into the cue ball here. Yeah, didn't get the draw. He needed a bit more draw in that to go to the rail first, and then the spin would have worked. So the execution of shots here is letting Shibo down as well. So we'll have a double figure run. It's 13, but it's not going to be much more. Unless Shibo kicks that 15 and punches the 5 around the table and calls the top right hand pocket, it might go in there. That'd be ambitious. Yeah, acero is a good enough player. Steve's in his 80s. He better not be seeing this chat, LS3. Well, I'm guessing Steve's probably a couple of years older than me. He's probably knocking on 60. And, well, that's a missed call. But what it is a golden opportunity here. With acero only getting 1, it's a good chance for Shibo to build up a healthy little lead here. But again, he's way too much in a hurry. He wants this over with. He's busy. I can tell. I don't need to ask him. I know exactly what he's doing. He's working. Well, as far as I know, he still works on websites and stuff. And I'm assuming that's what he's doing, and he's probably in the middle of doing that while he's playing this, and he's just in a hurry to pop balls and get it done with one way or the other, whether he wins or loses. No, Steve's not in his 80s. He just looks as if he's in his 80s. Well, we've not really got an ideal break ball. The 12 ball would do from inside, and that's gone. So you start thinking how much that Shibo's actually thinking about what he's doing. You know, now he's got himself in trouble. He's going to have to play a combo or cut this one. I don't know how many times I've told him over the years to slow down. Now, a little stun and a nudge here. The angle is good on the 10, just a little stun and nudge. not too heavy. Again, he's missed an opportunity there. He could have nudged the 10 ball into play. So now we're again running out of options here. The 4 ball behind the pack might have to do it. The 6 ball to get on the 4 could be an option. Well, it's pretty much going to have to be, because in fact he might be ending up taking the 6 ball here as well. He might be leaving the 7. The 7's above the pack though. And now the important part. Well, if he's taken the 6, he has to get just above square on that 4 ball. If he's taking the 4, he has to get slightly lower on the 6, near the short rail. He doesn't want to be, I don't think he wants to be drawing back. That's not great. I don't think that's very great. Let's have a look. He might lop right onto the back wall of these balls here, unless he catches a corner. Well, he's caught a corner, and he's got a shot, which is all that matters. The run is 14, but more importantly, the lead's gone to 27. And there's still more to be had here. And now he's hit the replay button. That's the other main mistake that a lot of players make. The first thing I ever do in Virtual Pool 4 is remap my replay button to the backspace. Oh, he's did a miscall. I missed that one. That was strange. Did he pot another? He broke the balls and he was on a ball. Why was it a miscall? I mean, right, you guys are watching this. And he's turned it back again. Right, hang on a minute. I must have missed something. Because I need Shibo to explain to me why the hell he miscalled, because I can't fathom it out. Everything seemed okay to me. I mean, if he potted another ball when he broke the balls, that didn't matter. What mattered was the ball on that he potted, which as far as I saw he did, unless you guys picked up something I've missed. Must have called it by mistake. Scroll the chat down. Oh, you mean in the game? Called it wrong. Right, wait a minute. Shibo, did I miss? Called for, says Acero. Called it wrong. No need, man. Was my bad. Keep going. Thanks anyway. Okay, thank you. You broke. When I say he broke the pack. You potted the ball on. Why the miscall? And Shibo says you don't know. So I'll tell you what the problem is. It's like I said earlier. He's too busy messing about, doing other things while he's trying to play this, and he's not even aware of what he's doing himself. That's what it's all coming to. He called a ball in the pack. You see, that's why I might have missed something. He might have hit the wrong number. Maybe that's what he did, which wouldn't be the first time anybody's done that. But anyway, it's all over with, and he's now got a 33-point lead and looking to build on it. but that won't do it. So now Acero is in the same business as lots of players are. He's under a wee bit of pressure. He's got this first target of the deficit to get rid of before Shibo starts to chip away and build up even more points. But I think Acero is one of these players, like many, that just turn up and warms up as the game goes on, and he's got plenty of time to warm up in straight pool. He can settle down, get the pace and get the touch of his shots, and get better the longer the match goes on, because he'll be given plenty of opportunities, no doubt about it. And we've also got a good couple of break ball options, and he can get good by drawing back onto the 6 or dropping down on either of these. Now, I don't know whether he's played for the 2 there or whether he's played for the 6. It's more likely he's played for the 2 with the angle he's left himself on the 6. But he has to get this one right to get up the table, but he's forced into taking the 13 because he'd probably run into that 13 by playing the 2, and that's a mile out. I think he checked the cue ball there. And, well, Shibo's now got a fairly easy shot option here just to come back for that too. He's going to be a fair distance from it though, unless he goes forward and off 2 rails into the table. He's gone 2 rails and he's still left himself short, but he has the angle. Now, can he get the pot? Yes, he can. And the balls are spread beautifully. Well, he can make a barrel load of points here. I don't think there's a problem ball on the table. Everything has a pocket. The 3 ball on the right side from an inside position. Now, when I talk about inside, I'm talking about like that. It might be too high up in the pack. See, that's, well, he's taking it anyway. It's gone. The 10 ball's in the pack. It won't count. And goodness knows what he's doing here. We'll just watch and see how it unfolds, because I haven't a clue what he's working round. Yeah, 14's no good, 10's no good. 8 ball's not really great, and 5 ball behind the pack could have been used, but it's going to go as well. So it is anybody's guess as to where this is headed. He could be looking at holding the cue ball in the pack, and the last ball being respotted top end of the table with ball in hand. I don't know. Good afternoon to Chico. Welcome aboard. Oh dear. Well, it's another run of 14, and it's a good little lead now. 41 in front. Acero at the table, but he's not sitting good here with what's been left. 10 ball dead in the pack. 8 ball. Well, it would be probably good for a side pocket break, the 8 ball. That might be one option, and one of very few options that he's going to have. Now, He can go forward and up. He needs to get up here somewhere. Let's have a look. Well, now he's got ball in hand, so that will do. Well, the spin got him out there. Just got him out, and you can see the 9. He can't really get anything else. And he may well have a go here off the 7 or the 14 to try and get into the pack. It didn't. The angle he had, he was never really going to get the meat of that pack there, but he's still got time. So acero now really having to focus a bit more here and try and construct something half decent that'll improve that score. Well, he's going to have to move this cue ball a bit here off this 13 because he'll have no shot if he doesn't. And that's why he's ended up punching it through, sending the 13 offline into those jaws, and they never go in. Not at that pace. So again, it's not a good contribution. It's only 7. And by the time Shibo's finished this, he should have wiped out that 7 points that acero's just got. And he doesn't really need to do an awful lot here to pick these balls off. Steve was asking, is it worthwhile coming into this stream? I says, no, I wouldn't waste your time. I think you've got better things to do than watch this. And I don't think I'm too far wrong. Now that's going to be dead if he can't see the 10. And it is dead. And that's poor. Again, you know, just not really 100% focused on what's going on. Now he's calling the 1 out of desperation. Probably better off doing that anyway, so I don't think there's a great deal of options for a safety. He could try and sneak onto the 10 ball. So, well, the deficit hasn't been gone from acero's run. He still gained 3 points there because Shibo only got 4 to his 7. So he's very slightly and gradually just eating away at this lead. Now, I'd like to think that sooner or later either of them are going to put something half decent by way of a run. And now that's created a problem. Although it's not a problem from this side, but the cue ball's running away up the table. I don't think he can hold here. Got to make the cut and let the cue ball. Well, he's trying to drag it off and hold it as much as he can. Now the other thing would be is getting back into the pack or dragging it, the pace. See, again, he's stuck to the rail, so that always limits your options. I mean, if he ends up bringing the cue ball up the left side where we are at the moment, looking, he'll block himself out in the 5 by the corner of the pack like that. Well, he's okay. It's amazing that the corner of the pack you think is a lot closer when you look at the triangle. The triangle's to include the rack around the ball, so you've actually got more room than you think, and more room than I thought there. But then again, it's all over after it started. Contribution of 5, and he's got away with that in a big way because he's left one option here for acero, for Shibo, sorry, and it's a cut in the one up the table. I don't think there's anything else there. You can keep looking, but there ain't nothing doing in amongst those balls. And I think the other problem as well is that the cut in the one is bad enough, but you're then playing over a ball to try and get to it. Now he needs to keep that hidden, and I think the 13 has just got enough of it showing for acero to catch it. Yeah. So this again, this is purely for any people who've joined us while the stream started. This is the first of 2 matches that are scheduled today. This and the I think the other one's a one-loss side match as well. We've got a match later on today at 9:30 GMT. And I've totally forgotten who it is that's playing. Is it Woody? Who the hell is it? No, it's MC Clarkey and Mr. Fox. That match is at 9:30 tonight GMT. And then with those other 2 matches, there's one tomorrow night. I'll be there for that. And there's one on Sunday night on the winner's side, a big match between Albie and Tommy. But I won't be there for the one tonight because I'm back at work tomorrow. So, as I say, I'll drop in and have a look at the start of it before I go to bed. Well, this match is now, it's less than that because it didn't start till near 10 past the hour, but it's about 35 minutes old. Although I started my little match time clock too late again. Keep forgetting about the damn thing. Well, he's got to have a breakout here off this 3. He's got to get a fair bit of movement in this. Again, he's avoiding the opportunity to get the breakout. I think he should have took that there. Well, it got a hit, but it's a roundabout way of getting there. But it's still not really threatened those 3 balls in the cluster. And, well, there goes the break ball again. If he plays the 7, there's nothing to stop him while he's playing the 2. Well, he's nudged the 4 out. That'll do. So now we assume he's working round the 4. Well, in fact, he'll have to take the 4. That 7 at the head of the pack may have to do. 9 balls in the pack. Oh, and again, that's sloppy and careless. Can he get through the gap? Yes, he can, but again, too much of a hurry. And Acero is now 41 behind. And in all honesty, he shouldn't be. He should be well in this game. But he's been just as careless. But this might bring some better play out of Acero, the fact that he's having to chase this down. Well, he's pretty straight in this 7. He'll be lucky he gets much out of this. Needs a big stun. Where's he going? Is he going up table? I think you have to jack up and trying to skim the top of those 2 balls there. Yeah, he didn't get into the cue ball enough. He had to jack up to even have any semblance of a chance of catching the 2 balls at the top of the pack. So a point away. The visit is 3. And the deficit is, what, 38? Well, that's not a bad safety. Good length in the cue ball. Always a good thing. Particularly in straight pull. Well, that still keeps the 1 ball covered. Another opportunity to get a bit of distance here. Now, once again, should be coming around to just have a quick look at the pack. See if anything's happening. This has got to be thin. As thin as you dare. Now, what about that 14 and 12? That has just gone pretty much dead set. And Shibo's not even looked at it, although tell a lie, I think the reason he hasn't looked at it is I hadn't looked at the 9. The 9's in the way, it's not going. Acero might be having a looking at that now, but of course the 9's blocking the path, so it's no good. Now, you look to just brush the 8 ball. No damage done, but what that does do is where the cue ball is, it make Shibo's not getting back to the top end of the table, or the bottom end if you're looking from here. And this is dangerous, pushing this 8 ball. And that's the most obvious thing that was going to happen from that shot. He's brought the 5 into play. And if Acero can just drop this in a squared line on the 4, he can give a bit of nudging. He doesn't really need to though, because he's still got the 8 and the 6 that he can work with. And if he pots the 1, he's going to brush the 4 onto the 8 and maybe create more of a problem. I think they do well to avoid the 1 at the moment. Take that 15 instead. Well, we'll see if he goes full-blooded for this. Yeah, he blocked off that combo. And this is a slight angle as well, I think. You got to if you got to use the pace to run into them, he's just running off it. So now the 4 ball is going to act as the break ball for this bunch of balls. How is he sitting? He can't get the 9. The 3 ball is ideal for the break shot. So now he's in business. He knows where he should be working around. But the hard work is right now, it's eating into this deficit. He doesn't want it to be given Shibo opportunities just to keep adding to it. He has to start making something. Well, the 2 ball or that 13 would have been good to get good on the 3. So this is an important one. Get into this next rack, get a good break, and just get the momentum going. And he needs to check that to stop it going too straight, and that will do it. So once again, half a Q-tip below the equator and a good firm stun. Oh, that's finished pretty bad, I think. He's got nothing at this end. He's going to be forced into taking the 14. I mean, he could cut the 1. He's bound to run into something. But if he doesn't like the 1, he can take that 14. But the 1 should keep him at this end of the table for the time being, provided he doesn't just find the gap. That'll do it. And he's also nudged another ball into play. The 10 ball would do. You've got a couple of balls on the left side as we look at 9 and 7. So it's a good shape at the moment and good opportunity here for acero to build up a score. So avoid colliding with your break ball at all costs would be the main objective here, and pick your way through these balls. And one of the potential break balls is going to go, which obviously has to, because it's also a blocking ball. I think now would be a good time to take that 6 ball out, because it should be easy enough to come back off the 6 and stay in the table and still have a shot and something. But it just tidies that side of the table up. So now we don't know what one he's chosen, but these 2 balls are pretty good. The 10 and the 9 almost sitting parallel to one another. Now he's got to get up table. Oh, well, that's made the decision for him, because he's ran into the 10. And now it's up table for those two balls, and again, a good opportunity to get good. Well, I thought he'd have rolled through rather than doing that. He's going to roll top side of the 8 now, I would assume, unless he's going to leave it into the opposite corner. But I think there was maybe a slightly easier way of doing that, and this is not it. You know, he's left himself awkward on this 8 ball. And he's played it well, though. So now, don't miss the pot. Oh, that 1 ball needs to sneak out because he's locked onto the 5. He's lucky. He can just get there, I think. And then, yeah, he can get round that, no problem. He can see it. I think he's just looking around at where his next ball's going to be because he can definitely see the 1. There's not a problem. Get it clean. Well, he seems to be giving it an awful lot of a look here. I don't know why he's bending round this. If you look at it, you can get to it. Well, maybe he thought better than I did. Again, he's got a problem. He hasn't ran far enough to the rail. He would have to play a combo or a 5 ball or a cut back on that 12, which is in a tightish pocket. So there's nothing easy here. But he's going to have to get something to keep this run going. And that's the downfall, is getting out of shape, leaving yourself tough shots, the missed call in the 5, and the run ends on 29. And he's only 4 points behind. Tell a lie, 9 points behind. And still didn't get himself back on par. But he has reduced the deficit for the time being, so let's see what Shibo can come up with. I don't think he's got a great choice here. I think Acero has got extremely fortunate. I think he can just see that. Can he not just see the 4? Let's have a look. Well, he can see the 4 ball. I don't know whether he can get enough of it to pot it. But he's called a 13, and I haven't a clue what he's doing, though. Well, he's looking for the 3-13 combo. Well, he's nowhere near it, but this is what Acero wants. A Shibo gets nothing, and Acero should be into the lead by the end of this visit. But he did get a good roll of the ball there, leaving Shibo nothing. Well, that 6 ball has landed nicely in terms of opening the balls if you wanted to open them. But the thing is, though, is that from this side, every ball there goes. The 6 ball is merely now in the way. Let's have a look. I mean, it would be an ideal break ball as well, but he's now nudged into it. 2 ball and 14 are the major issue. Now, you might be able to just pinch an angle here and get up off that 6 onto the 14 of the 2. Well, he hasn't done it. He could have. Now has to find another way to get behind that 14 and 2. And he's got another angle again. He can go around the corner or just stun off the one rail and come up. And that is it. So that's going to take care of that issue. And it might have to be inside the 7 ball as a break shot. And of course, the other problem is the 15's in the way for that, so it's got to go. He's just got there, and it could also be a well, I think he's intending to get into the pack then. Because this 15 ball doesn't give you much of a margin to get a break shot on it. And he's going to end up too straight. Yeah, way too straight. So the run is only 13. And he got a ball to a rail. And he has only, for the first time, got into the lead. A 4-point lead. Now, I want you to do me a favour, guys, if you're still watching. Watch out for that spam bot in the chat. I need to know whether it's on YouTube or Twitch, because whatever one it is, I'm going to go into Twitch or YouTube and kill posting links in the chat, because I think that's one way to get rid of them. I was certain I had done that, but I may well have not done it, or done it in one of them and not done it in the other, but I'll certainly look at ways of stopping this, these porn links getting posted. So now we've got a little safety battle. We had plenty of these safety battles in the stub match the other night. That's what prolonged it quite a bit. Well, Shibo could see the 6, so the mistake was made by Acero. I think the cue ball's gone there, has it? No, I'm busy reading the chat. Yeah. Well, I was looking at some posts on Google, and I think the only way they suggested is by just killing any links on the chat on YouTube. Talking of miasma, I haven't seen him for a while. Well, that's a poor one from Acero. I mean, if I take my eye off this game and look at the chat and then look back, it's a different player at the table each time. Acero just with a contribution of 1, which for a player of his standards, really poor. Now that he's got himself into the lead, should be looking to capitalise on that and really knuckle down and focus on some hard work here again. When it's given Shibo the chance just to nip into the lead again. Now you'd think he would want to get on that 2 ball from this side of the table and been able to just nudge in, or he could go on to that 8, but he has to get rid of the 2 first. Now these are the sort of thought processes that have to be going through your head, and if they're not, you're never going to get there. You've got to work your way to get to that point where you can get rid of that ball. Now, he should be... See, again, he's not really got an awful lot of angle to work with, but he can get a nudge. And now, there's nothing a problem here. Just get rid of the 1. He's dead straight, though. And now, if he draws off this, he can draw over. And if he gets good, well, he hasn't really got into that enough. He could have drawn into that more. He would have still had it worse a combo down the rail, and he would have been either on the 2 or the 3. So now he's backed into a corner here. He's got a break ball. We've got to get one of them away. I think I would prefer getting rid of the 3. And you can go to the rail and just come back out. He's way too heavy. Touch like a sledgehammer. Way too heavy. So this is going to do some serious damage. But a really difficult cut to pick the line on this blind pocket shot. You know you're in for bother. If you get it, you should be scoring a handful here. But if you don't, you're giving away a bucket load. Or you could end up just sticking the cue ball in the bunch of balls and leaving your opponent nothing. You could end up doing that. I mean, how lucky is that? And how unlucky is that? Because if he'd potted that ball, he still would have ended up there, pretty much. And he has got away big time there, Shibo. And Acero doesn't have many options here. Well, this match is now just over an hour. We've been going. Oh yeah, I agree with you, LS3. I mean, the up table ball is always there as an option, and certainly if it's up table and you're reasonably good on it, you're certainly not having to go many rails. Well, he's called the 11, and that was well worked out by Acero. A desperate shot for a desperate man, and he's done it well. Now, can he capitalise on it? And this is what you have to be doing, LS3. In your next match, you have to be doing all the right things, cutting out the numpty shots, knowing when to take that risk and knowing when to walk away from it and leave your opponent nothing. And don't be taking on 7 balls like Hairpig did. Playing the right shot, the lock-up shot would have been the best way to go about it. Because you're going to have to do that. Oh, that might have finished ugly as well. Well, he's got the cut in the 15. He's got this combo. And he's got a dodgy cut in the 10. Way too tight. But he should be getting this in. So we've still got a problem. But again, with that 10 ball, if he can just stun down for the 12, he needs to stun across. He could have taken that 12 and nudged those balls there. He had the angle and the 10 to get there. If he'd stunned it hard enough. That's taking care of it though. But where's his break ball? Well, the 9 ball is right at the corner of the pack. It would have to do. Well, all I'll say is LS3 from own experience, there's plenty of better players at snooker in the years gone by in VP where I've beaten them. And the way I've beaten them is simply by making sure they can't pocket anything and picking them off. And this is the way to go about it in this. You know, if you concede that your opponent's going to be a better ball pocketer and better at moving the ball to pocket balls, then you have to prevent them from doing that. But you've got, it's a strict regime. You've got to keep doing it for 2 hours. That's the thing. You've got to grind it out, and above all, take all the opportunities you can get and give nothing away. That's the way to beat them. I don't care how good they are. There are ways and means of beating these guys, no matter how good they are. And they're not going to be that good if they can't see a ball in a shot. It's all about putting your mind to it and staying fully focused on the situation, and don't get dragged into taking things that, that little voice tells you you shouldn't really be doing it. And if you shouldn't really be doing it, then you look for another option. I keep saying this as well. You've got to bring every aspect to your gameplay. Potting, safety, the strategy side of it has got to play a big part. And by that, you have to also take into account the level of the player that you're playing against. Now, this is a dead set. Well, I think he's got to chip this 13 fairly thin. Yep. Oh, it just went in off the jaw. And the pace allowed that to drop there. Well, Acero has got himself to 3 figures, and all of a sudden, for Acero, 45 doesn't seem too far away. He's gradually just building up that little lead, and the run is 20, and he's now, is he going to be brave enough to take this 11 on? He's a bit too high on it, I think. He could still take the 6 and get good in the 11, and he would still have a bailout if he doesn't get good in the 11. And that will do. That is perfect. If he had gone too far, he was fine. He could fall back on the 12 ball, but now he's nice on it. And it's even better that he's got the 14 in play. He's going to have to probably bail out in the 7 and get rid of the 15. And now he's got the other issue that he might have to manufacture a combo here unless he runs the 4 and comes into them. And again, seeing the situation develop and dealing with it immediately that he has the opportunity, and that's what you have to do. So this is in good shape at the moment to continue the run. Now, I don't know what he played there, whether he played to go up top and get in behind the 7 into the side. He may well have played that and he's fallen short. But he can easily get across for the 7 off the 5. That's not the way I would have played it. I would have just come down below the 7 and took it long up top. And now this is a bit dodgy. Yeah. So the run ends in 26. But now Shibo coming to the table. His first objective is to use that break ball. And I think has he blocked himself out? No, he hasn't. So he's got a good break ball. He's got to get on it though. Needs to get the weight of the shot right. And with the inside left English, he's missed the pot in the 12, which is a cardinal sin. Again, too much in a hurry. Yes, there's spam bots on YouTube. That one there, Boom NGO. I mean, there's porn links from what I've seen in Google. So I'm going to go to YouTube after this and do everything I can to kill posting links. Because I think that's where the issue's coming from. I don't think it's Twitch. Because I haven't seen anything from Twitch. But if I can take care of it, I will do. So now, acero back at the table. Shibo, I don't know, did he score 1 there? That would be about it. So this is playing into acero's hands now, Shibo. Now, I mentioned earlier, I've added my little end credits to the stream. I want to see them working at the end of it, so don't all be running away. I just want to make sure they're working fine. I don't want to run them now because it's not obviously the end of the stream, but when it is, I'm going to run them. But I think it's approaching the time where Shibo needs a serious message. I think he needs some help here and he needs some advice. Shibo has responded to me. I said, as I said to him on Facebook, I said, are you there? The room is up. He says, yeah, came in at the last moment. He certainly left it at the last moment. I'll give him that. So, acero creeping away here gradually and applying the pressure to Shibo, who may well end up getting even more in a hurry. Because his next move could be the fatal blow for acero should Shibo get back to the table, and he might not. We all know what happened with Hair Pig and Stub the other night, or the other morning. Yeah, that's another one. Another one from YouTube. Now, can't log on to VP4, anyone else having issues? Well, I'm in VP4. We're all, well, I'm in streaming, so I've not had a problem all day. What message are you getting, Cobra? You get the what do you call it? The usual one? Or have you had a Windows update in the last day or two? Now, what was the oops for, Chico? Did I miss something? Yeah, he's just going to have to maybe spin this cue ball slightly just to make sure he catches the pack. Well, I don't know whether you need to put as much as that on it. You see, that's the problem. He's battered into that with loads and loads of bottom. It just needed a little touch to spin it to the rail and change the angle. We just went for a big draw. And once again, Shibo's contribution is only 5, but he has kept it safe. Right, I'm trying to read the chat again. Timed out, error, syncing to log in. Napnicker can't get in either. Maybe Steve's messing about. I'll tell you what I'll do. Hopefully nothing happens to me. I'm just going to... He'll probably end up restarting the server. I'm just going to try and get a hold of him. Where's my email? Because I'm using my phone to do this, and I don't use my phone very often to set to do stuff. But in fact, I don't even know how to do a new email on this phone. Or is it that one? You hit that button, right? That's fine. Right. Right. Subject. I'm going to miss the end of this match doing this. Right, so email has been sent to Steve. We'll see what happens. Right, back to the game. I'm just glad that I haven't been kicked or anything like that. Let's have a quick look and see how many are in the lobby. Well, there's only 22 in the lobby, so clearly there's a few that have been either kicked or still trying to get back in. There seems to be a few bodies short in the lobby. And Shibo stuck in 99 and acero 19 away. Can he see the 4? Yes, he can. Pretty much so. I mean, the only other person that can do a restart, I think, Simon and Tin. And Tin's not around. But if Steve gets my email, I think that's on his emergency email number, so he should get an alert. And he'll maybe have a look and see if there is any issue. But he'll probably just say, oh, it's connection problems your side, rather than at his end. I don't know. Well, here's the critical one again. Getting square on this, whatever ball it is that's the last one there. It needs to bounce. And needs to stay away from the rail. So he's going to have to jack up. Now if he doesn't, well, he hasn't jacked up. He just skimmed off the corner and didn't really get into them a great deal, but I think he's okay. He's on the 3. It's all you ask for. It doesn't matter how thin or thick you hit them, as long as you have a ball. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Well, Shibo now is really backed into a corner. The strong possibility he's played his last shot. And acero heading to the finishing line. He's just 11 away. We'll have a quick look and see who acero is set up to play next on the one. Well, presuming acero goes through, that is. He looks strong favourite to do so now. It's very unlikely that Shibo, if he comes to the table, is going to be capable of running 40 odd balls to win it. Or tell a lie, 51 balls to win it. So he needs 7, and they're all there. Right, a chance to run my end credits in a second or two. But it's a bit too late for this.
Now remember, when things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean.
So acero now, 3 away. Dodgy cut in the 7, running across the table for the 6 or the 15 probably. The other match today is at 9:30 British, not British summertime, Greenwich Mean Time, so that would be 4:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Pacific. And so acero is the man who goes through. My little end credits are coming. Well done to acero. And he goes through by 150 points to 99, and we'll have a quick look at this bracket before we go. There we go, that's the match that's on later on between MC Clarkey and Mr. Fox, 9:30 GMT. And then we've got the match on Friday night between LS3 and Bedhead, the one lost side, race to 150, 7 PM I'll be there for that. And then we have the big winner side match between Albinario and Tommy. That will take part on Sunday. So that is going to be it. I am seriously thinking about getting something to eat. I will thank you all for your company again, and I will see you tomorrow night. And if you can't be there, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. So take care, stay safe, and I'll bid you good afternoon, and thanks all for watching.